And we are back here at 7:08 a.m. here on KFYO Mornings. Dave King, Matt Martin, and as we promised, Russ Murphy, the famous songwriting, performing Russ Murphy in our studio.
That's me.
Can I get your autograph?
My wife still says, take the trash out. I'm not famous to anybody else.
That just kind of burst your
your
superstar bubble.
Yeah, I never thought of myself as super. Never thought of that.
Take those shoes off before you come in here.
There you go. There you go. I'm just a regular person.
So what brings you to KFYO, and what are we going to talk about today?
Well,
you've obviously got a new song out.
Yeah, it's called The Battle Rages On, and Benny and I are here today. We've got a very special program on Sunday night at 10:20, this coming Sunday night, at the Lubbock War Memorial. It's down the street here, to have a candlelight service honoring and helping those families of veteran suicide. And as you probably know, there's about 20 a day that take their own lives, 7,000 a year, way too many. And this song was written to try to help the families, encourage them, but also, a suicide a lot of times is a very quick decision. I mean, you go to the deepest part of your life, it's a dark day, and you decide to do it. But so many people who have tried to commit suicide and failed, thank God, will say, I'm so glad, because it was that moment that I just went to the deepest part of my life, the darkest part of my life.
So I just can't live this anymore.
Right, and so if this song could cause somebody to stop just for a half second and let me rethink this, that would be wonderful.
Yeah,
that would be wonderful.
Well, I hear you. I've got a military daughter that's in the military hospital right now, suffering from post-traumatic stress. So it's one of those subjects.
It's a tough to talk about. It's not a happy subject at all.
No.
But the guys like Benny and Danny Koch and those guys, if we can do anything to stop this and make people aware, it would be worth everything.
Yeah.
But this Sunday night, I've been to it last year. It's my first time, and it's not a toe tapping, clapping type service. But what I enjoy doing once the service is over or before the service starts is go around to those families who have lost someone and just hug them. Say, you're not alone. We're with you on this, and we hurt with you.
Now, this is at the memorial. That's at Memphis and 82nd
Yeah, just down the road.
They're in the park.
Yes, 10:20 on Sunday night.
10:20.
Yeah, the 20 is representing the 20 that take their lives every day.
Yeah,
and most of the men that do this are Vietnam veterans. They've been home for a long time.
Yeah,
and it's just one of those kind of things. I don't quite understand this. So, and Benny, you've been a part of this for a long time.
Well, we've been doing this for quite some time. I retired in 2014, and I've deployed 13 times, so I kind of know what's going on within people's minds or within our soldiers' minds. Sometimes, you leave the battlefield, but the battlefield comes home with you, and it's just those things that range in your head. And some of us can actually cope with it. We find, those coping mechanisms, and we find those friends that can actually give us the moral support to say, hey, you know what, it's good. What you did, I forgive you. No worries, let's keep going. But it's those people those a small fraction, maybe about 20% right now, they tend not to be able to cling on or to be able to find a organization that kind of tailors to whatever they need. Mm-hmm. And we at the Veterans of Foreign Wars and the Military of the Purple Heart, the American Legion, we're here to help. We're here. We've actually got members who've walked in the shoes that these people that have walked. Who better to get support from than that guy or that gal? And I think, we're missing the mark when it comes to doing an outreach. We're doing pretty good at maybe putting some stuff on social media, but we're not doing great at outreaching those families who have those members because a Vietnam veteran isn't behind social media. He's out there maybe drinking, or the ones that have the problem are out there drinking, trying to actually self-medicate. Mm-hmm. And I think that's one of the first things that, when you're depressed, you don't need to be taking a depressant, and you need an uplifting spirit, and that's what we're here for. And this song right here is such a powerful song that it actually opens up the family's heart and their eyes to, wow, this is what he's going through or she's going through. So it makes it a little bit easier to communicate with your veteran who's actually suffering from this.
How many people do you expect at this event?
How many were there last year?
Several hundred?
A couple hundred. Yeah.
Yeah. So particularly, you don't have to be a member of a special church or
no.
It's open to the public.
It's open to the
anybody can come.
It's
so
open to the
particularly
public.
if you've got family members that are suffering.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. Everybody's welcome. But again, there'll be family members there who've lost someone, and you get a chance to be right next to them and just let them know we're with you. We're praying for you. You're not by yourself in this.
Okay. So if you want to help out with this, the suicides and trying to the outreach, how would you do that?
How would you? Oh,
yeah. If you were like me, I'm not connected to anyone, but I really want to help. How would you recommend doing that? Would it be financial donation somewhere? Would it be getting involved somewhere?
Yeah. Oh, hey, thank you. That's a good question. One of the things that there's some local veterans organizations that go out there and they do this. I would maybe go seek a nonprofit, something like the Veterans of Foreign Wars, the Military of the Purple Heart, the American Legion, those nonprofits, veterans organizations who are already connected with state and national organizations that can provide that service, and help them, awareness. But I think the most powerful thing you can actually do is know the signs of suicide and know what the next step is. Hey, I got a 1-800 number to call, or I got a place I can actually text. But we don't want everyone to be the expert psychiatrist. We want to be the expert friend who actually can see the problem and say, hey, guess what, brother? We're walking, or sister, we're walking this together. Come on, hand in hand. And I think the powerful thing about the vigil is actually understanding and hearing the accounts of these people who have actually lost a loved one to suicide. When you hear their story, you're like, man, that could be me. The reality sinks in really quickly, and then you realize that, man, you know what? You may have not seen the signs of your buddy who's right now going through that. So immediately when you get home, you start making those phone calls and say, hey, how you doing? I apologize for not texting you last week, man. I know you were reaching out. My bad. Hey, what's going on? And immediately it just, you kind of feel obligated then to actually go do something, not in the financial sense. I mean, we always appreciate donations, but we appreciate you reaching out and saying, hey, what's going on, Turbo? Are you all right? Hey, what's going on? You don't look like yourself right now. Come on, let's go walk. And keep it private. Keep it private, walk it out, and if he needs help, you know where to call. Mm-hmm. And
that's good.
Yeah. Well, once again, this sounds like a spectacular, a fantastic event. I've wasn't aware that this has already been done once, but again, this is going to be Sunday night in the park there at Memphis and 82nd Street at the War Memorial.
Right.
Is it called the War Memorial?
It's called the Lubbock Veterans War Memorial.
Yeah. So there'll be several hundred people there that and we'll be honoring those who are suffering. And you're going to be there to play your new song.
Yeah, I'll be there and play several songs. We'll sing some. It's not a long service. Last year's about 25 minutes. Yeah. It's just real short, but it's very, very powerful. And you can tell with Benny here, as a veteran, he knows so much more about what's going on than even I do, of course.
Well, of course, Welcome Home Soldier is a few years old. That was one of your big hits, wasn't it?
That song, I had no idea it was going to be a nationwide song. I wrote it for one person, one of our college students coming back from Iraq, a Black Hawk pilot. And all of a sudden, a guy from Nashville, Mike Hammock, recorded it. In fact, we were in this room right here when Mike first heard the song.
Is that right?
And it went nationwide, and all of a sudden, I started getting all these calls to come be with the USO or a Welcome Home project or whatever. And this song, "A Welcome Home Soldier," was the official Welcome Home song at Fort Hood for about 2 years. Every time you came back home, that song was played. And so that's just an honor. It's just, I'm not the hero. I'm singing about my heroes. But boy, I never expected that to happen.
Yeah. Well, guys, good luck.
Well, we're praying for these folks.
Big event.
Thank you, sir.
It's going to be.